If you're running lazy loading, your Monetize More account manager will provide you tags that looks like this. You have the header script that goes into the head section of your site, and you have your lazy loaded ad units, and you have your divs right here. You will notice that your divs will have div class equals PG lazy and data GPT parent. If you are to lazy load any of these ad units or divs, it will basically inherit any settings that's defined or configured for that same ad unit. So for example, you have this ad unit right here, which will appear after every 3 paragraphs on your page. We will auto-inject the same exact ad after every 3rd paragraph with the same exact settings that's configured for this ad unit. And if you want to lazy load and get the same settings or inherit the same settings for a 300 by 600 sidebar unit, for example, then you use this div for lazy loading. Let's go ahead and deploy the header tag first. If you're using Ad Inserter, go to Settings, Header, paste the script, make sure it's turned on, and save settings. This will serve the header tag across all pages of your site. If you have 2 separate headers or more than 1 header tag to deploy, you need to create a hook with an action WP_head. It has to be checked so it's enabled, then save your settings. After that, get a block which is not yet in use, deploy your first header tag, choose the section of the site where you want this tag to serve, and choose the hook that we created for the header. Grab another block, deploy the other header tag that you have, and this time select the category or section of the site where you want this ad to serve, and still select the header hook. Once all done, just click on Save. Next, we'll go ahead and deploy the first div here, or the first ad unit for desktop. Deploy it on an ad block, choose which category or sections of the site you want this ad to serve. For the insertion, you can decide if it's going to show up before paragraph number, after image, before content, or you can do it after a certain HTML element. So for example, I want that ad to serve right below this block right here or this element right here. So I'll go ahead and select that. And if this is it right here, click it. It should show up in the selector. Click Use, and it's right there. Now for the sidebar, grab another block, and let's say I want this to show up for homepage, category, and posts. Keep insertion disabled. Click on Manual, and make sure to tick Shortcode. And let's try to give this a name. Then Save Settings. You then go to Appearance and Widgets, drag Ad Inserter depending on the position where you want it to show up, then select the block where you had it deployed. Then click on Save. Now let's try to deploy the 3rd ad unit we have here, and we want this to show up after first paragraph. For these categories, and we'll select after paragraph 1, and we want it centered. Click on Devices. If it's lazy loading without infinite scroll, click on Insert here, save, and test if your ads are loading fine. It's a trial and error because there are times, depending on the theme of the site, this right here doesn't work. Now try another option. Tick this, use client-side detection, and select the device where it's supposed to show up, save settings, and again retest and see if it works. If you have infinite scroll with lazy loading, make sure to select Show here, and also test with these ticked and see if it works. If not, uncheck them, save, and test. How about if you want this last ad unit to show up after every 3rd paragraph on your site? Go ahead, deploy, choose the page or section where you want it to show up, and here you can select after paragraph %3. Then click Devices, and again, if it's lazy loading without infinite scroll, choose Insert, and again tick this and choose the device, save, and test. If it doesn't work, try unchecking, save, and test. What about if you have infinite scroll with lazy loading? Change this to Show, save, see if the ads are working fine. If not, tick these, save, and test. You will have to do the same when deploying your divs or ad units for mobile. Grab a block, set up your targeting criteria, Click Devices, and this time select Tablet and Phone for the category. Show if it's infinite scroll, insert if it's lazy loading without infinite scroll. Then go ahead and test it. Every site is unique and will have its own issues. So if you run into roadblocks or things are not working as expected, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be here to help you.